Alright everyone, welcome back to my 2023 Metroid Dread 100% no major glitches tutorial. This tutorial is going to be covering the first section of the game, Artaria. In this tutorial I'm going to be going over both the Early Charge route and the Early Corpius route, or the Charge first route and Early Corpius. The routes differ by about close to 2 minutes, I believe, maybe 2.5. And I mean, I'll get into the logistics of that. But we're gonna go ahead and start with the early or charge beam first route in, since it's the more beginner route, and we'll go from there. So again, you'll notice game is on rookie mode, 30 missiles from the last tutorial. The differences in this. If you're doing charge first route in, you're pretty free to do normal mode or even hard mode if you want. You can still do rookie mode. Rookie mode difficulty will help a lot with the general flow of things. You'll be able to tank more damage, get more successful damage boosts, all that kind of a thing. But you won't really have to worry about Corpius if you're doing this route. Because you will have or running out of missiles, I should say, because you'll have charge beam, and for every charge beam, one charge shot equals one missile, or at least that's how it's always been. So, charge first, you start you have control of Samus, so you just kind of keep going. What I do here is missile, missile, but again, if you're you kind of do a melee off of that, melee into angle down. Melee into the angle missile down. It's a little hard to get. It's not terribly difficult to get. You just have to clear, like I mentioned before, you just have to clear this corner. If that's having difficulty, or if you're having difficulty with that, just go ahead and slide. But remember, the sliding, you want to be sliding as close to the edge as you can. Anytime that Samus is not actually moving as on normally, she is moving slower. So just like that. And then right here, you don't want to be sliding off of these either. Just run down them. Right here, you can just hit this 1-2. It is going to be easier though if right here you are mentally prepping for it. So you'll see a lot of runners always aiming their arm cannons up like this, so that they can hit this blob. I myself will go kind of aim at this angle. And what I'll do is I will put my hands in a position like this. I'll move my hand and I'll single mash my Y button. So I'll be running and I'll be going. So if I hit it, great. If I don't, it's whatever. But that's what I do. Typically, it's not the most consistent thing at all, but it's what I do. So either way, you want to break the blob, jump, slide. And then right here, you want to melee into this room. I mentioned earlier, when you melee into rooms, I'm not sure what it is about it. You want to melee into rooms because the cutscene starts faster, if I remember correctly. I think that's why we melee into these rooms. Any room that has a cutscene playing when you enter it, you melee into it. I think for some reason, it just loads the room a little faster. It's by a couple of frames, I think. But either way, you melee into this room. You wait a second, and then you plus minus to skip the cutscene. The only thing that I can tell you about that is just practice it. It's about a second after she enters the room, plus minus. It is a little bit weird to get used to, but ideally, you won't get a single frame of the Samus walking in to activate this network station. Obviously, when you miss the trigger and she starts walking in, that's time lost. So it's not a major big deal if you get it. It's just, oh darn. But again, optimally, plus minus, skip the cutscene, and then test smash through Adam. So then you go on like normal. Right here, what you do is you just slide like that. You just slide like that. I'm not good at that. I've never been good at that. So what I'll do is, what I will do is I'll slide and just kind of fall back on my controller a bit. so that I don't accidentally grab that ledge. I'm just really bad at grabbing this particular ledge in general, even if I'm holding neutral. So if you're good at holding neutral and not grabbing this ledge, by all means do it. I kind of, when I'm falling, tilt my control stick left to not get hit or to not grab the ledge. Kill the slug right here, slide under. The tutorial or the counter cutscene plays. Kill it, and then this is just the Artaria climb. Went over this in general movement. So now we're here. So again, this is going to be the first pseudo wave. This is a lane skip. So again, that's just in general movements, but again, in order to do it, you want to get good at canceling your slide, and then jump, or with a jump. And then this one is aiming at about a 4 o'clock angle, I believe. Is it 4 o'clock? 5 o'clock. It's a 5 o'clock angle. Listen, Thunder Dragon, you move out of the way for the 4th shot, because if you don't, this rock right here will crush you, and that will kill your run. Cries. Thank you for the question. So here you go. This is going to be one of the first big things about this route compared to Early Corp. You still need to do the Early Corp Pseudo, which can definitely be frustrating, as I am exhibiting. I know how to play this game, I swear. So you break through, and then if you were doing Early Corp, you'd come through this door. But if you were doing Early Charge, you want to like take a little step back and do a coyote to get up this ledge. So like that. You could do a full jump, but remember, anytime Samus is in the air, she's losing time, or she's moving slower compared to this coyote. So you do a coyote, and you come up to this door. You can only go through this Emmi gate once. If you try to go through this Emmi gate a second time, the Emmi zone will be loaded, and Samus will fall, or the game will detect Samus as colliding with an object, which to the game means that she's out of bounds, which will result in a game over. This game does not let Samus go out of bounds, haha, unrestricted. But in order to do this, you coyote jump like that. So now notice this magnet right here is literally just here. But I can no longer, when I try to go through this door again, I'll die. So 100% if you are doing this, you could grab this missile right now. I would skip it. Actually, no, you can grab it if you're doing this route. So if you grab this, if you're going through playing this route and playing 100%, go ahead and grab this missile right now. You go through this room, skip the Emmi cutscene, and now you're with the Emmi. So it used to be believed that you need to counter the Emmi in order to get a good time. Not true. So with this, just standard run away from the Emmi. This is a basic coyote jump on the water, and you just wait for the Emmi to catch up to you. There's nothing you can do about this to make this go faster right here either. There is something about this route that lets the Emmi go slightly slower when you move to kill it, but I'll get there later. So after this, you leave this zone. Come to the second Atom room.
Uploading data.
And some more text mashing. So right here, you have to be careful. You can. This is just basic you obviously can't get back there, but this is just basic, like, hidden things. When you enter this Emmi zone, you have to be careful. Unlike the Corpius first route-in, the Emmi is currently active. That's one of the biggest differentials between this route and early Corp route. The Emmi is active. So you have to know that the Emmi is active. So you come through here, melee down here, spin fall, slide, jump. Right here through this door, the Emmi will be about right here. So there's a couple things that you can do, and I'll replay this room a few times. There's a couple things that you can do, though. You can come through here. You can wait for the Emmi. Obviously, that's a little slower. You can jump. And then go on your merry way. Or spin, fall, slide, jump. You could just kind of bait it. Coyote jump. Like that. Go on your merry way. But what I used to do when I was running Charge first, when I first started running this category, I would go up. And I'll show you why I preferred that. I would go up right here for a couple reasons. One, there is an item that will trigger the item tutorial that you previously skipped. There is an item right here that you get during cleanup that will trigger the item tutorial. Two, the Emmi goes from right here, the Emmi goes down, so it's not sitting in your field of vision, and when Samus slides, she can just bypass it, like so. To do that, you just do a counter. So I'll show what that looks like again. But that's what I preferred doing. Again, you can do it in a couple of different ways, but that was the one that I found the most success with the Emmi. Yeah, essentially, Caleb, you can just juke him. So wait for the item tutorial, melee, and you're on your way. Then you just slide through here. Normally right here on Early Corp routing, this is where you trigger the item tutorial in this route. But again, if you're running that one, triggering it right up here is not a problem. And then you melee through here, and you're good to go. So that's going to be that first section. I unfortunately can't play it again because there's a checkpoint right here. But that's what you would do right here. You can slide. It's actually more optimal to slide and do a coyote out of the door. But the coyote's a pretty difficult timing, so I personally don't do it. And it's like micro faster at that point. You don't even need to worry about that unless you're like pushing like top times. So from here, you can kill these things with missiles. Open this door. And then when you're coming through here, you after right here, you open this door and you're running through it. Around here is when I start aiming up, like about right like this. And I start holding, after I open the door, of course, I start holding missile, because you want to kill this. You want to kill this thing because it'll bump you. So you want to missile it, and then when you come down, missile that. So I'll show that what that looks like all the way. Missile, missile, just like that. So you could do water ass right here. However, it is exponentially harder to do without Phantom Cloak, which is why this route doesn't really do it. So see how I'm like barely not getting it. To be totally honest, I've never been able to do this trick without Phantom Cloak. It used to be required and unrestricted. I think it still might be. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But it is possible. It's just very, very, very hard. So once you take out these two things trying to grab you, just like that, you fall down into the water. And again, Samus running like this is not going to be as fast as her jumping. So you want him to be tapping B and jumping through this. Take out these, and then what I do right here, there's going to be a blob that you need to do, or blob that you need to destroy, I should say. Some people are really good with just stopping on a dime and aiming. I am not. So what I do right here when I get through this is I jump to break this. It's pretty easy. You're basically guaranteed to hit it. But if you're good at just like stop aim, feel free. But personally, I just jumped. And then you come back through here. Again, jump in all the way. And then you're up here. So this is the map room. This is another room that you just run through. It's a good this is a good save point because the map rooms. Oops, the map rooms. I'm used to Tears of the Kingdom. The map rooms are save points as well. So this is a good area to like practice some stuff over here in the late game, or to practice some stuff over here. But get into that later. So we run past this, and right up here again is another one of these things. So you just missile slide, just like that. And then you come into this next Emmi section. So right here, this is going to be the next Emmi zone. This is another area that you have to keep in mind. As soon as you pass through an Emmi zone, the game will put a checkpoint for you, which is super important to know for future reference for the entire game. Anytime you enter an Emmi zone with an active Emmi in it, even without an active Emmi, but definitely with an active Emmi in it, the game will drop a checkpoint for you. So we enter here, and a couple things you need to know. Oops, again, Tears of the Kingdom. Right here is going to be a massive room. We really should name them. Yeah, name the rooms. But this central Emmi zone right here, I'll just go ahead and show it to you. So right here, the Emmi can either be right up top right here, which is the ideal Emmi spawn right here, or it can be right up here. So here's how the layout of this room. So it'll be either above right here, there's a platform right above here, and this room is connecting them, or it'll be right here. As Samus is coming into the room, it comes down, so no matter what, when you're sliding down, meleeing across, whatever, it will see you. So when the Emmi is above, right above, this is the optimal spawn for them. So with that being said, when you enter this Emmi zone, what you want to keep in mind is that there is a little robot that will, if you're low on health, low on missiles, whatever, it's a great robot to shoot a missile at to farm. So what I mean, so right here, normally I'm always holding my missiles. So I'll come in through here, slide and shoot a missile to get my resources back. So you'll see right now too, we got another good spawn. So we come in through here, and then right here, right between right here, darn. I guess I can show, no, it's fine. So right here, melee off, and then kind of fall back, do a spin fall, and then right here, you want to also slide off. So right here is the water platform skip. It's so hard to show these with the Emmi in here. Like, it's actually really hard. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be to show these tricks off with the, and, like, explain with the Emmi in here. What you could do, if you're not good at water platform skip, is just hit the water platform, you know, like stand on it and raise the water. But what you want to do is you slide off here, and then, again, the same motion for Atom Skip that I mentioned in the general movement. So what I do is I'll switch my hand, and my middle finger is on X, my index finger is on B. Just like that. So I know that's pretty difficult to like see, and I'll like break that down later when the Emmi is not, you know, chasing me. But once you do water platform skip, you slide, fall, spin, out. And that's that room. Again, keep in mind, this is... Yeah, never stand in one spot for too long. Keep in mind that this route is significantly harder to, like... Not harder, there's less room for error in the Emmi zones because the Emmi is following you. What's the point of the melee? I'll show you. Oh, for the actual trick? If you don't do it, the melee basically resets Samus's height. If you don't do it, she won't have enough height for the trick. That's all. I'm not sure why, to be totally honest, but whenever Samus does a melee, it kind of suspends her in the air for a little bit. So the melee will suspend Samus in the air just long enough where she's basically like... Think of it as like a pseudo jump, you know? So she jumps in the air with the melee and has just enough time to respin into the wall to get off the water platform skip. But a good question, yeah. It's a little weird otherwise. So once you get through here, you want to slide off of this. This will take some time to get used to. It's a very quick through here slide. And believe me, you will kind of mess this up more times than once and just fall into this. But just practice it and you'll get the hang of just that. And then right here, melee. And then you could do a slide. But again, the whole point of doing the melee is the melee will take you further than the slide does. So anytime that you're, these are these melee jumps, remember, from the general movement. Anytime you're trying to go here, like if you were to do a slide right here and just fall, you'd probably end up like right here. The melee takes you right here. So it's just a little more optimal to melee off of higher platforms like this. So you melee down here. And then when you're coming down here, this is something that you'll also have to just like practice like this. And again, there is an Emmi, there's a checkpoint right here because of the Emmi door. You want to be aiming down like this and have your missiles out, because there's going to be one of these orange guys that's right over here that you need to kill immediately. Just like this. And then as soon as you kill him, you're shooting, keep at the same angle, you're shooting down. So I'll show what that looks like. Just like that. And then once you get in through here, spin jump or spin fall, blast the missile open door, missile door open, spin fall right here, and you have your first item. So there is a nuance with this though, and I'll explain said nuance right now. When you're coming through here, you want to make sure that you do get this off pretty quickly, because right here, this ply underneath is loaded into the game as you come right here. It's already loaded. So if you don't kill this as fast as possible and get through here and get here fast enough, the ply will be out of position and it'll hit you. If you do it optimally, the ply will be in a position where even when it charges you, you don't, it won't hit you and you're able to just breeze on through. So I'll show that right now as well. Just like so. And that's charge. Any questions? Because I know this again. I know this route is outdated, but it is definitely a more beginner-friendly route for Hundo. So after you get charge, you will have a little bit of these obstacles. They are charge beam doors, but you can press and hold Y, and you'll have a charge. So just trying to jump right here. With charge, there is something called quick charging. Basically, if you press and hold Y and then jump and fire, Samus will do a quick charge. I'm not fully holding the charge, as opposed to that. It's just like that. So with that being said, now that we know how to do quick charges, you slide off this, slide, and well, I was in that room a little too long. So charge, slide, another charge, and then right here, slide again. You could like slide as you're coming out off of it, like that. But again, it is possible to slide right here. And anytime that Samus is sliding, again, anytime that she's sliding for longer, it's obviously it's slower. So, Delusional, thank you so much for the 11 months. I appreciate it a lot. You made it into the tutorial with this message. Based gaming. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. So you do this and slide, and then there's going to be a pinky right here. This pinky goes down with 2 shots. So the best way to do this, once you come down here, is you fire the first shot right here. You can use this block as a visual cue to fire the first shot, and immediately start holding a second one to just fire another one, and those shots will kill the pinky. Just like that. And then right here, this is the start of the game once again. You just do the same thing that you did earlier. Only this time, a couple ways you can do this. I do it a kind of an older way where I just kind of hold and I aim. It's a little swaggy, a little bit harder though. Just nothing wrong with just holding this and then jumping up like that. So you can either just like that. Again, that'll take practice and it loses time, quote unquote, if you miss it. Or you can just like that. But the reason that I prefer the little swaggy way is because it gives me a little extra time to charge up a second shot, because you want to use the pseudo screw attack that you have with the charge beam to kill that that. You can fall into it like that, but it's easier to just shoot it immediately like that. So just like that. You could missile it too, whatever's more comfortable, but I tend to use a charge shot. And then with a second charge shot, you blast this and run into this energy tank. This is the first energy tank of the run. So now that you have this energy tank, coyote jump out of here. Probably going to have to practice this a little bit. It's not a difficult coyote. This is how I would practice it, just like this. If you can get this like 5 out of 5 times, you're pretty golden. Even if that happens, not a big deal. But yeah, not a difficult coyote to do. And then what I do right here is when I'm coming through here, I'll just use another charge shot right here. I'm constantly holding my charge shot during this little section, by the way. If you want to go tankless, you unfortunately that is not the this is not 0%. This is 100%. 0% is a fun category though. When you come down here, kill the slug, and what I like, what you should be doing is holding a charge shot like this, because there's going to be the pinky right here from the counter tutorial. So you want to be holding your charge shot right here to hit it, and then you can hit it again or whatever. But there is a way to do this, and I'll show it to you right now. So if you're quick enough, you'll be able to slide and then charge down, or do a quick charge down to kill this pinky. So try that again. Just like that. And then from here, I'm holding a second charge shot, and then I switch to missiles, and you do the Artaria climb again. Only this time, come up, missile this. Only this time, instead of going up right here, remember if you go through this door, the game will again. The Emmi zone is now loaded, so if you go through this door, the game will detect a collision with Samus because she's now out of bounds, and the game will give you a game over. So you don't want to go through this door again. Instead, we now go to Corpius next. Climbing with charge is a pain in the butt. Yeah, fair enough. So, good buddy Corpius. So Corpius is fine with charge. Again, you have, if you're running rookie mode, most of us run rookie mode because we're running Corpius first. It definitely helps with the Corpius fight. But if you're doing charge first, you don't need it, quote unquote, because you have the charge beam. So you're free to just quick charge his head like that if you happen to run out of missiles. But generally the strategy is to hit enough missiles at Corpius to end phase 1, and then like hit him with missiles to proc phase 2. I want to get rid of my missiles right here. So if like you're out of missiles, you can just do this. Hit the tail to proc phase 3. Take the damage right there. And then, you know, I'm going to reset the fight because the game will drop a cutscene if I kill Corpius. And there's one more thing that I want to go over with Corpius, or a couple things more I want to go over with Corpius. But it's a relatively straightforward fight with charge beam first. Because if you run out of missiles, you have charge beam. You can always default back to charge beam if you run out of missiles. So right here, that's really cool that happened. So what just happened is called what we call a headlock. Optimally, quote unquote, you want a headlock. If you can transition Corpius from phase 1 into phase 2 as he's spitting. It has to be as he's spitting. The first or the second one will be fine, but obviously the first one is more consistent. It's, you know, you want it first, blah 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 blah, faster, whatever. You do a, if you not counter the spit, sorry. If you transition Corpius from phase 1 to phase 2 as you take him out, you'll get a headlock. Corpius has 3 different patterns that he can do in phase 2. He has an upper pattern, a middle pattern, and a lower pattern. Generally, the strat is you want to be shooting him, take a shot or two to find where his head's at, and then track his head from there. You can be looking at his spine, on his back, his neck, to basically find where the hell his neck's going. But if you get a headlock, we don't really know why, but if you transition Corp from phase 1 to 2, as he's spitting, his head will be locked, that's why we call it a headlock, to the bottom position, like this. So right now, head is locked. We don't know why, but his head is locked. If I shoot any more, he'll die. So that's optimal. That's what you want in a Corpius fight. You want the head to be, you want to be able to have good enough RNG that Corpius spits as early as possible, and you've done enough damage with your missiles so that you can get that headlock. So moving on to the next thing that I wanted to show with Corpius. Well, I was on a roll right there. So right here, you have to slide. You have enough time to shoot 2 missiles as you're sliding. And then you want to just if you're on rookie mode, you want rookie or normal, you want to just let the tail come down on you. Hard mode, there's a strat that I do where you can counter it because it gives you a free charge shot. Dread mode, you have to counter it because you'll die if you don't. But for rookie and hard mode, you want the tail that Corpius is swinging at you to land on you because everything else is technically slower. But you do have time right here to slide and get down 2 missiles. So right there, I was only able to get down 1. I'll do another one and I'll be able to knock down 2 in this one. So like this. Just like that. So that's gonna be the general Corpius strat. And I can like show that off more in a better way. I can just go into like a boss rush or something. But that's gonna be basically Corpius right there. So Corpius gives you the Phantom Cloak. With the Phantom Cloak, you're able to basically turn invisible like Corpius was doing. Nifty little trick. It really helps with enemy manipulation as well as avoiding the Emmys, of course. So when you have Corpius done, there's no need to melee out of this room. You can just run out of it. And then right here, what I do right here is I will turn. I'll stop on a dime and I'll turn. Well, I want to stop it on a dime, but I'm jumping. I'm like that and doing a spin jump up to do a wall kick and grab this ledge. You can jump like this and then just wait to do the slide that I'm about to do. But it's faster to do this. And then remember, these are just the quick mounts from the general movement tutorial. And then right here, so this is going to be a slide Phantom Cloak activation. Again, just like in the general movement. If you press the button, but it doesn't go off, it means you were a little bit too late on your slide. So it happens what we call the maze of or the walk of shame. So if you like that, that's the maze of or the walk of shame. I mean, not the maze of shame. Maze of shame is a different game. The walk of shame, just like that again. And if you get the walk of shame, it's not a big deal. It sucks, but it's not worth it to. Oh damn, let me go like this and do this again. You know, not worth it at all. Just continue. But yeah. Just like this, and then slide. And then from here, you want to come up here. Do the same slide to grab this missile. Blow this up, melee. Blow up this. And then right here, you want to be holding a charge shot about right here so that you can open the door like that. Remember, you're doing... you're holding it after you do this, so it's kind of like shoot, 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 hold, so that you can open this door. This is a charge beam door, but there's 2 plies right here that will ruin your day if you're not holding a charge shot. So you hold the charge shot, run through here, open the door. Some basic spin falls from just like we talked about in the general movement tutorial. This is going to be, again, like I mentioned, basically the perfect room to practice spin falling. It's probably the most major room or major area in the game of or dramatic save, whatever that spin falling can do right here. And if you want to practice it, there's a save point right here. But you keep going. When you're coming in through this room, you want to be angled down with hold and missile, so you can just shoot this. And then you can slide off this one right here, but don't slide off this second one. Because remember, this one's only a single tile. This one's only a single tile right here. So it's not actually faster to slide off of it. This one, since it's 2, you can slide off of it just fine. But just run off of this one. And then right here, as you're stepping on the thermal pad to activate the door, You want to do this quick because the thermal pad is go lowering as you're holding it. So as you do this, you missile this and shoot. So missile shot. So that'll open the door, and this will open the thermal door underneath you. And then to the right, the missile block is there. It just respawns as that little cutscene is happening. And if you were to go back through here, you can just grab the missile. You don't grab it right now, you grab it later, but technically speaking, you know, it's open now because this is a one-way door. But after you do this, you want to be holding your charge shot. So what I'll normally do is I'll start holding a shot and slide off of the ledge like this. So that right here, you this is what Sat calls the worst room in the game. I have that for a couple of different rooms, but this is where again you want to be using you're going to be using the pseudo screw attack function of the charge beam shot right here, which is why you want to be holding it. You're also going to be using these quick mounts that I mentioned you used during the climb. You're going to be using these right here as well. So climb. That guy is not normally right there. He's normally right here, but again, since I was showing it off. So just like this. Right here, you want to wait a little bit. If you just do that, there's a good chance that you'll kick. Exactly like that. So you want to do a full jump and kind of wait for a little bit before you press B to mount. Just like that. I don't know if you can see how I'm like holding. Because if you don't, there's a good chance you'll do a wall kick and you'll ruin the flow of the room. Same thing with here. You want to do a full jump and wait for Samus to grab the ledge before you press B and slide off. It's a lot more going on in this room than you'd think, since it's so early on and you only see it for a couple seconds. But it is a lot going on right here. A lot of technical stuff happening right here. So just like that. And right here, you can just kind of like jump like that, or if you just jump, you can just, or if you jump or mantle, you can just slide off. But what I'll normally do when I'm here is I'll full jump off. Not full jump, but I'll do a spin right here. So I'll continue on from here. So after you land right here, you want to keep going. You coyote again, and you just use the shot that you were probably inevitably holding to open this door. You don't have to do a coyote here, but again, and you can just jump up. But again, any time that Samus is in the air, like I've mentioned, she's moving slower. So you coyote just like that. Basically, if you can answer the question, why are you doing a coyote? Like, unironically, if you can answer the question, why are you doing a coyote with because it's faster, that's the answer, because it's faster. Like, so you get in through here, touch smash some Adam.
Uploading data.
And then you press B right here, but you need to be mentally prepared to shoot the door to the right, because you don't go through that door until cleanup. But it is important to shoot now. So while this thermal door is open, you can either, if you're good at it, you can do that. I tend to not be very good at that, as I'm hitting it a bunch right now. You can see I'm not super consistent with that. So what I'll typically do is I'll like sit while this door is aiming. I'll sit and actually aim it out to guarantee that it opens, because you don't come back through this particular room or until cleanup. So again, you can either quick charge the door open like that, aim it, whatever's more comfortable for you, and then you keep going. But again, right here, keep in mind, the Emmi is active, so you need to be careful about where the Emmi is going to be. Typically speaking, again, Tears of the Kingdom, typically speaking, when you go through this door, the Emmi will be right here. There's a good chance it'll be right here, so you could technically run into it. If it's not there, you're free. Don't even need to worry about anything. Excuse me. You don't even need to worry about anything, but there's a good chance that the Emmi will be right there, so just got to keep that in mind. Spinfall, like that. Okay, so the Emmi wasn't there. Spinfall, spinfall. And then right here, you're wanting to hold a charge shot, because as you slide down, you want to open this door preemptively. You open this door now so you don't have to waste time opening it as you're leaving the Emmi zone. So you open it now so that it's open. Open this right now, and then you slide into the CU fight. So I'll do that all in one motion, just to show what it looks like, and then we'll fight the CU. Fight the CU, go to Artaria, quote unquote. So again, from right here. Just like that. On this one, as you're falling, you kind of want to be aiming down, like kind of just like that. Like that. So as she's coming down, you can just shoot it with your charge shot. And you slide into the Emmi zone, or to the CU zone. Skip the cutscene. So the CU fights you can do them in a couple different ways. Optimally, you want to be doing what we call charge missiles, where you literally charge missile, charge missile, charge missile, charge missile, oops, charge missile, charge missile, charge missile. But I'm not good at them, which is very annoying, because I've practiced them a whole lot of times. I've spent too much time practicing charge missiles, and I'm still not good at them. So what I'll normally just do is I'll just aim up and fire. I won't normally let that hit me, but... and then if you're on rookie mode with this, you have enough missiles to fire enough missiles at the actual CU brain to take it out. If you're on normal or hard mode, you'll generally want to just spam shot it. So the first 13... you want to fire as fast as possible, and then you kind of want to like jump up. I'll show what it looks like. I think it's a Doppler, to be totally honest. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Pause. So yes, it is a Doppler. I was too lazy to actually put a text box in, and I didn't want to incorporate that into the whole editing process, so I figured it would be easier with a video. It is a Doppler. Doppler is, well, I like borrowing a term from Super Metroid, basically, where you are firing missiles basically on cooldown. So, like, fire, 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 fire. You want to be able to fire those missiles. The first 13 missiles you fire, and then the last 2 missiles you fire in the air, and that will break the shell of the CU, where then you're able to just continue firing missiles at it, and that ends the CU fight. But yes, it is a Doppler rhythm. Typically in Super Metroid, you would use a Doppler on Fantoon. And then if you're on rookie mode, you can continue spamming missiles. Otherwise, just mash. Skip the cutscene. And until you get flash shift right here, couple important things to note with the Emmis right here, or with the central units. Until you get the flash shift, you want to melee and then hold L to charge. Again, it's just faster to do rather than running out like that, because again, she's covering more ground. So you melee, hold, and immediately start pressing Y to fire, and then transition into holding R to fire. And then when you do that, melee again and run out. There's one more thing that I want to explain about this Emmi in particular. I mentioned that I was going to explain it when we went to fight the Emmi. So that, gotta stop pressing that. So this Emmi, right here, as soon as this door opens, you'll slide down, and you do some quick mantling up to here. Only in this route is killing this thing through the door like this super consistent and easy. And it's because the Emmi is designed the first time you see it to move faster to catch up to you. So the opening cutscene, the opening sequence plays out faster. Every time after that, the white Emmi moves at its normal speed. So because it's moving at its normal speed, you're able to do this kill sequence relatively consistently with little to no issues, as long as you're practicing it and you're, you know, good at it, whatever you want to call it. With the early Corp strategy, because that's the first time you're seeing the Emmi, it moves faster, so it makes this kill kind of harder and a little trickier to do. But I'll explain that right now. So when you come through here, slide. So the Emmi, notice the Emmi is nowhere near me, and it's because it's moving slow. So you have time to then hit this like this, and you can finish the Emmi off, kind of like swag off like that. Again, you want to practice it, but like you can quite literally barely jump over it, and the Emmi will like very slowly, like creepily rotate its body to you because it's moving at its normal speed. You can't do that kill with the other route, with Corpius first, because it's the first time you're seeing the Emmi. So it's moving faster. So again, just to kill the Emmi and continue, you want to be moving in here as fast as possible. Neither of these kills are possible if you don't get up here on time. So that's the kill. That's going to be probably the fastest kill for this Emmi if you are doing this route. Again, that kill is only possible because the Emmi is moving at its normal speed. It's not moving any faster than it normally should. But you'll notice with this, you're still on this side of the room when you get the spider magnet. So with the other kill, with the Corpius first routing, optimally, you can take it out right here, slide under it, and then about right here, you can charge the Omega Cannon, and you're on this side when you kill it. And you're about like right here in between these grates right here. In this kill, you were right here. This is still more optimal than being over here if you're doing this route, because this means that you either didn't do the kill correctly, or or maybe weren't feeling as confident. But if you get up here on time, like this is where you want to be moving. So you slide down from here, quick mantle, just like this, and then press and hold L and start shooting to aim. If you, in any way, shape, or form, like wall kick, like that, or like that, you're not going to get the kill. So you can do as much damage as you can before like jumping over it. The way that I would recommend jumping over the Emmi, and this is like mostly all Emmis when you're doing these kills, is to just jump and then move, not spin jump, because sometimes that can like be weird with them. So jump and then move your control stick. So that's how I do this kill. But anyway, any questions with that kill? It's not a challenging one. You just have to know what you're doing with it, and then again, practice will make perfect. I haven't done that kill in months, and I still know it like the back of my hand, you know. So, all right. If there aren't any questions, though, I will just keep going. So after this, what I'll normally do is I'll be holding a charge shot. You slide down right here. You slide. Oh my gosh. Slide down right here. Spider magnet finally lets you climb to these blue magnets. I'll open this door. You could jump up like this and just kind of like do that. But I'll normally grab this to grab the magnet, pull it down, and then once I get off of it, I'll just climb up and then do a full jump. You could do this, but again, it's slower, it's not needed. And then right here, this is where opening that door earlier comes in handy. You don't have to wait to open the door right now. I'm still holding a charge shot though, because right here, I don't normally kill that, but right here, you come up here and you use your Pseudo screw to kill this slug. What you can do with this though too is you could use it to take this thing out, and then you'll have another one by that time. But if you can just jump up right here and grab this ledge. Samus has the height to jump on it. You use the Pseudo screw to take this out, and then Samus can... I'll wait for this block to respawn. Samus has the ability right here to take out both of these. I'm not doing it correctly right now, but both of these blocks. Just like that. So if you aim your arm cannon correctly, you can take out both of these blocks and just climb up like that. That's going to be the optimal way. If you're not comfortable with that, or you're finding yourself not very good at it, it's totally fine to just come up here and do a couple of extra jumps and like actually aim it and just keep going from there. Remember, on this route, you grabbed this missile first, so you don't have to grab it now, but in Early Corp routing, this is where you would grab this missile. Welcome back, Nargabai. How do you play this game? Well, luckily, you're here to learn. Now that you have the spider magnet, this magnet will now go down. You melee across it. You don't wait for it to go all the way down like that. As it's falling, you want to jump off of it and come through it again. So when you come through this door, you're going to be right here again. You're going to be right here again. So right here, you melee, and you'll land yourself right on this platform right here, where you can then shoot the door. What I'll normally do is I'll fire a couple shots to open the door beforehand, like that. So I will do... So I'll melee, and then I'll... like that. Coming through Corpius again. And then right here, there's a pretty difficult strat that you can do. You're jumping off of this, you're barely holding onto this, grabbing and barely holding onto the mantle, and then doing that. It's really challenging, to be honest. You're doing a spin jump off of the mantle, you're barely grabbing onto this ledge, you're doing another spin jump, and then you're kicking onto this. It's pretty advanced tech, I would consider, and it's not entirely needed. It is optimal, it is faster, but it's kind of stupid at the same time. So you can, honestly, if you're new to the category, you can just kind of like, and you'll be fine. It's timing, yes, but it's also grabbing the walls at the grabbing the walls and jumping at the right angles. So if I was too high off of this jump, so rather than jumping, I mantled up, and obviously you don't want to mantle right here. So that was too low, too high, too low. I didn't grab the ledge right there. Didn't grab the ledge right there either. Like, see, it's really weird, and it's like, now that I'm trying to like slow it down, it's kind of annoying. But it's one of those things that it's optimal, it's just stupid. So, it's not needed, and you can just, when you're coming down from here, and you'll be fine. Either way, though, that is how you do this one. This is going to take a lot of practice, as opposed to just right here. But it's going to be the optimal way to do it. How the heck do I have fun by running NMG? So moving on. NMG is fun. So that's how you do this trick. Again, it's the optimal way, but it's not really necessary. After this, you do a slide, morph, spin fall. This is, unfortunately, these spin falls right here that you do are not continuous, so you can't just, no matter what, you'll always fall down like that. So it's another reason why Sat calls this the worst room in the game. But just to do them, slide, and then slide and shoot a missile down right here. That'll kill the ply. You don't need to worry about this snail-looking thing. Just kill the ply, and then do a spin fall, do another spin fall, and then run through here. Open the door. This is when you'll then grab this missile that you opened up earlier. Come down here. And then this is where you would do one of the damage boosts from the NMG, from the general movement. And then from here, what I like doing is opening this door as the elevator is going down. You don't need to open the door. It's just more of a why wouldn't you? But you don't go through this door until cleanup. You literally, that room right there is the final room of Artaria's cleanup. So that's, you just come through there, you open it now just to help out and clean up. But that's going to be Corpius, or that's going to be Early Charge. So I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to restart the... I'm going to go back to the main menu, and I'm going to now go over Corpius first. Because Corpius first is a lot of the same stuff, just with the inclusion of a couple of different tricks. But okay. With Early Corp, you do a lot of the same stuff. You still have to worry about the climb. You still have to worry about like skipping cutscenes. You still have to worry about the pseudos. But this is going to be the route that you see runners consistently doing. So same strats as usual that I went over. Jumping over. Skipping that cutscene. Mashing through Adam. So after the melee cutscene, do the climb. Do this pseudo to skip this Emmi. Do this pseudo. And then rather than go into the left, you go to the right. So this is why, again, I've said it a few times, but this is why most of the runners, there is a checkpoint right here, by the way. This is why most runners will run rookie mode these days, because we fight Corpius first. Those extra 15 missiles help dramatically when you're fighting Corpius. Again, it's going to take a while. All I can really say with Corpius patterns is to practice them. You can look at his neck, though, to know what pattern you get. And then when you're out of missiles, hit his tail. Let the tail hit you. And then that's Corpius. A lot easier to do on normal, on rookie mode, I mean, because again, because of those 15 missiles, the fight becomes exponentially more tricky, difficult, however you want to word it. Yeah, exactly. Heck Corpius. Thank you for the heckin' of Corpius. But the trick becomes, or the kill becomes harder to do without those 15 extra missiles. So that's again primarily why people are running rookie mode these days. Hello, gamer JBone MD, Illy 2. So, with that being said, same thing as normal. However, keep in mind, we haven't activated the Emmi room yet. And then right here, you'll notice, once again, the Emmi is not active. The Emmi becomes activated when you go through the door that's right here. We don't go through that door until later. So optimally for this route, you go through underneath here, and you do a coyote jump right here. I'm really bad at it, but you do a coyote jump right here. And then you melee underneath, and then you jump right here. Alternatively, you could just come up right here, slide, melee, and you're good. But you don't want to go up here. You don't want to slide through here with this route. The difference between the coyote jump at the bottom, again, the coyote jump is more optimal, but the difference between the coyote jump and the jumping up here is like at most half a second maybe. So you don't need to worry about really which one to do, you know? This is faster, this is more optimal, it's just a little trickier. So you come down here, and again, the Emmi is not following you. Right here is where you activate the item tutorial cutscene. Again, you can coyote through here. I prefer meleeing. I personally feel like I have greater control. A lot of similar stuff in each tutorial, or in each route. Right here, this is where we would do the water skip, water ass, however the community, whatever the community is calling it these days. But you, and I go over this in my general movement as well, but I'll go over it right now as well. Based? Okay, anyway. So you go over, so in order to do this, Nardabai, yes, I went over coyote jumping in the general. It was one of the first things that I did. So in order to do this trick, again, you want to slide and go into a kind of a morph angled position like that, but you are holding your Phantom Cloak at the same time. You're sliding in Phantom Cloak, and that's how you're going to do this. It's not as easy as I'm making it look. You're going to practice this a lot before you finally get it, and you're going to practice it even more before you finally get it consistent. But that is, this is water ass. It's not as difficult as it looks, but it is still pretty difficult. But with this route, this missile becomes the first one to grab. Oops, come on. So you grab that missile. Do I have a visual indicator that I look for the first jump after the slide? Yes, I do. So my visual indicator is actually my slide. So right here, you want to do this as Samus is on one of her lowest positions. Oops. So the lower that Samus is in her slide, the more likelihood that the trick will work. If you do it too high or too like that, it's not as likely to work. But the visual cue that I personally use is Samus's the lowest part of Samus's jump, just like that. So after you do this, you slide through this room, hit this, and jump over it. The pinky will get confused. You have to hit it, otherwise it'll keep moving. So he'll keep moving. So the pinky will keep moving if you don't shoot it as soon as you come in. So once you get here and you grab this missile, slide, shoot. Shoot, and then jump over it. That's going to be the optimal way to do this. When you shoot it, it basically gets stunned. You it doesn't know where the shot come from, so it'll turn around because that's where it hurt it, but you're not there anymore. You're long on your way. And then when you're here, you want to be holding your missiles. Fire 2 missiles at this thing. The timing of this, you'll have to also just practice and get used to, because you have to fire them pretty quickly in order to kill the orange thing right here. And this is the only time that I personally will slide before the edge of a platform, because when you slide a little earlier right here, you guarantee that you're going to be on the very edge right here without grabbing any of the these ledges. Alternatively, you could just do that. But again, it's more of a comfort thing. Do what you're comfortable with. But that's the only one that I personally don't slide on the very edge of the platform. Like, quite literally the only ledge in the game that I do a longer slide on. And then I will break my fall with a spin jump by literally just tapping B. About right here. After I clear this ledge is when I'll fall into the spin jump. Just like that. And I'll be holding my holding the stick to keep going. Go through here. Hit the missile. And then again, you want to melee. About right here. Now that the Emmi is not in the room, I can actually go over this more efficiently. You want to melee right here. You could slide, but then you're doing a bunch of slides, and the slide takes you right there, where you then have to kind of like backtrack a little bit, because you're more likely to keep going before backtracking. So just slide it around right here, and you're right there. These little time saves like this, it sounds very nitpicky, but do that 40 times in the run, and the person that is doing this and doing that and all that kind of stuff over the person who is slide in, and then turning around, slide in, and then turning around. You know, they're making up time because they're going a little further and then having to turn around. You know, so it sounds nitpicky. It is faster. So melee, spin fall, and then right here is when I transition my hand. You slide off here, do the water platform skip, come down, spin fall, slide, melee, spin fall, missile, open the door, slide, spin fall, slide, charge beam. So you still got charge early, you just get it, you don't get it first. And this way, Corpius is already taken out, so in addition to saving the time by not going underneath the water, which is what water ass prevents, so you just saved like 30 seconds right there, you've already fought Corpius, so you don't have to go fight him now. Another reason why this routing is faster. Slide. Shot. Again, the visual cue is right here. This is my visual cue. Is this ledge or whatever this is called right here on the floor. This is where I fire the first shot. Second. Grab the energy tank. I mean, coyote. Just like that. Climb again. Again, the Artaria climb is going to be the easiest way to get really good at those quick ledges that I was talking about earlier. Grab this missile. Right here again, you want to hold a shot to open that door so the plies don't hit you. Spin fall, spin fall, spin fall. If you have a good and consistent Corpius fight, would you say that fighting Corp there instead of first would be optimal still, or is it too big of a time loss? It's still too big of a time loss, because unless you're really, really good at doing Water Ass without Phantom Cloak, and can still somehow, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, if you do this, and then if you get a perfect Corpius fight, and then it's just slower, so. Right here, I'm already have my missiles. Like, as I open this door, I'm already holding R for missiles. That normally doesn't happen, but I was too low on my missiles. Yeah, exactly, Nardabai. You'd have to be making up the time. Like, why make up the time, though? Why make up that time when you can just not even... When you just be ahead of it, you know? Holding the shot right here. Coyote.
Uploading data.
And then the same thing here. You open the door to the right. See, I'm pretty bad at that, which is why I tend to more aim to guarantee that it opens. But again, the Emmi is not active yet still, so we still have to activate the Emmi. So this is when you do Magus, the Magus Skip, because you can't shoot this, or you can't kill this blob. Well, technically you can with a well-timed pseudo, but I don't know the angle for it. But anyway, so in order to pull this off, you want to melee off from about right here. I use this little grip as a visual cue. So I'll melee off of it, a spin fall, and I'll head right. You want to be able to clear that ledge right there. You want to be able to clear that, and you want to be able to land right there is where you land it. And again, I went over Magus in my general tutorial, but I'll go over it again right now. You want to be flush up against this, and again, I'm using this kind of this angle again for Atom Skip, and for water platform and everything, I'm using this again. So you're flush up against the wall, and you do a melee back, but on the very edge of the platform, you jump, and if you're high enough, Samus will climb the wall. There is a way to know if you failed Magus this way. That worked. So if you don't kick up against the very end, little chunks of the actual platform will jump up, like right there. It's so hard to purposefully fail this right there. Well, either way, it's hard to try to fail the trick, you know? But yeah, there is a way you can do this, or there's an easy way to see that you failed the trick if you're doing it this way. So that's how you do Magus, and again, that's in general movement as well. And then once you're up right here, melee and spin, melee and break into a spin. So you melee, break into a spin, and you'll always clear this ledge. If you try to like, if you try to slide off of right here, you'll land on the platform, which is fine. You can just do a spin fall, but why do the spin fall when you can melee off of this? Melee and do a spin, and you'll always clear it, you know? So after that, spin fall right here, and the Emmi is supposed to be right here, but it doesn't activate until you go through this door from this side. So this is this room. See this right here? So as soon as you go in through here, you just melee it to the opposite side and skip the cutscene. Then you melee again, break this, because that's what activates the Emmi, and then it's the exact same thing. Again, if you're good at charge missiles, I am not. And if you're on rookie mode, the you can just recklessly fire your missiles. You do have to manage them a little bit better on normal, hard, and dread. And then again, keep in mind, this is the first time we're seeing the Emmi, quote unquote. So what I was saying earlier about the Emmi kind of being fast, but not really going its normal speed because you've already seen it, that doesn't apply in this situation. This is the first time you're seeing the Emmi, so it's moving faster. So the kill that we did on the charge route is not going to work. So this means that getting up to this platform is even more important. Otherwise, like 8 out of 10 times, you are going to have to jump over this door or jump over the Emmi in order to get this kill. But if you get up here quick enough, you can do what we call a plant kill, where you can literally sit here and plant to blow the face shield off of the Emmi and then slide underneath and then take out the Emmi. And we call that planting. But until then, same thing. Melee. Blow up the door, melee. See how much quicker it's moving. So that's a plant, then you would just do this, and you would kill. That is perfect movement, though. When you're first learning this, it's gonna be hard to do with perfect movement. So I'll show, for example, like not getting the perfect movement. So that wasn't perfect movement. So you're doing this, When about right here, you want to jump, and then continue blowing the face shield off. Again, you don't want to be in the door like you are on the other kill, because the Emmi's moving faster. Even if it kind of slow turns like that, it's gonna get you faster, because it's the first time you're seeing it. It's moving just generally faster, because it's trying to catch up with the cutscene. So you come to right here in order, just like you would if you planted to kill it. Either way, this is going to be faster because, like I mentioned, when you get the spider magnet from this Emmi, you're on the left side of the door, as opposed to on the other one, even done most optimally perfectly, you're right here when you get the spider magnet, which is like a second, you know? Again, minor optimizations, it sounds nitpicky and everything, but a second is a lot of time. So that's going to be that. So then you just slide off here. This door is already open. You grab this is when you grab this missile. Melee, jump off. And then from here you just head to Cataris. It's the same exact ending as the other route. Again, that is very kind of a more advanced trick. It's not necessarily needed. Grab this missile. Do not forget to grab that missile. It's going to be a very embarrassing time loss if you do manage to miss it accidentally. Damage boost up here. Open the door, and you're on your way to Cataris. So that's going to be Artaria, both Early Corp and Charge first. On the next tutorial video, we'll go over Cataris. Cataris is a pretty interesting section. There's not really any items to grab in Cataris the first time you go through Cataris. It's mostly movements. It's just the routing differs on if you're doing Atom Skip or if you're not doing Atom Skip. So we'll get to Cataris next time. Until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.